Hi, Chris from evaluagent here. So in our last video, we created our GenAI line item. So before we go any further, we can go ahead and test this just to make sure that we are happy with the results. So I'm going to drop down the line item, come to the little burger menu and test this. So this is our testing console. So two things that we need. We need something we're going to test. So we've got our line item in here. We can add in others if we like. We can add up to 3. Now from here, we can then use test lists, which are essentially groups of conversations that you can test against your line items. So from here, we've got a random selection. So this is all of our conversations that we've randomly selected. And then I'm just going to go ahead and test this. Now this will score this line item against each of these conversations and shows the results. Okay, so a positive hit. Okay, so let's take a look. We will view the result in here. Now, when you view the result, we'll see the transcript of the conversation and the result. So in this case, it's scored it as a yes. We can see the opinion, the reasoning for the AI. So in this case, we're saying the agent handles the objections positively by listening to the customer's concern, reviewing the claim details and offering a constructive solution. And then we can see, we'll get the ways to improve as well, but we can see the transcript extraction. So we can see in this case, I understand that you feel this is unfair, and we can view those elements in the interaction. So it's a positive result. Now, all of these have scored as positive. Let's say we can find one that is negative. So in this case, let's come back to our imported contacts and filters. Now, what I'm looking for is detractor conversations. So they would be negative conversations, hopefully. So we're going to look for insight fields here. We are going to look for XNPS and detractor. There we go. So I'm going to save this as a filter. Now, what we can do, now that we've saved this as a filter, if we come back into our testing console and we'll select our line item, that's us. And then we just come to manage test lists and we can create a new test list from those filters. So from the add contacts drop down, we can say add a random sample that match a filter, and we just select those detractors in there. So this is a really good way to find those specific conversations to be able to test those. So we'll save that, and that's now available for us in our drop down. So we see our detractors, and let's test this against here. So hopefully we've got some fails here. There we go, excellent. Okay, good. Okay, so let's look at a positive first of all. So again, we're getting our positive result here. We've got a transcript extraction, so we can see that that seems fair enough. Let's look at the first one here. So it's marked as a fail. It's a short conversation, but we're saying the agent doesn't handle the customer's objections positively. Dismisses the agent request, and we can see those elements in there. So yeah, that's fair enough. That's an awful conversation. I think the customer must have disconnected at this point. So yeah, so once we have tested our line item and we're happy with it, now if we needed to make any changes, we can simply come up to our edit option here and make any changes to any of the options. Now, if we were making changes, we then need to just add in some revision notes so that we can keep track of any changes that we make to the line item. We can then save those changes and retest it. Once we're happy, we can come back to our manage topics, find our draft line item, and then go ahead and activate it. So now that we've fully tested and activated our line item, the next step is adding it into our scorecards. So join us in the next video where we can see how that happens.